I mean, and that sounds harsh and crass, but I'm sorry, because the bottom line is, how hungry are you? As a matter of fact, let's go deeper. When you got sick and tired, it was when you got sick and tired. True? When I did it for my mama, didn't work. When I did it for my daddy, God rest his soul, didn't work. When I did it for Tony, didn't work. That's my son. When I did it for everybody else, it did not work. But when I came and gave it a shot for myself, and I shut up and I listened to what you were telling me, and then I went and checked you. Oh, yes, I did. I had to read this because I figured you were full of it. And I read this, and I could identify with this. I go a little further. I have second edition. I read Joe's Woes and cried. Okay? I read Dr. Alcoholic Addict. I know it's changed the name. Acceptance is the key. We're still looking for an easier, softer way. I don't get it. You know, and I read it, and I can identify with this man and his struggle. I was struggling going to school like that man in Dr. Alcoholic Addict. Thank God for Jimmy Collins picking up his phone at 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you hear me? Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm thinking about drinking 24 hours a day, shooting some dope, snorting some dope, do whatever I got to do to get it. If I shoot you, that's the way I came in here. You told me call. You told me you'd be there for me. Well, I tested you out, and you were. Today, there is no length on when you can call me. The only thing I ask out of respect is don't call me with the same stuff we talked about for the last week. I personally take issue with that. Okay? If we work on a solution, you have to do something to get better. Don't come, I'll break it down further. Don't come to me next year and sign my door with the same problem you had last year. I understand you have new resentments. I understand you struggle in this area here, or you struggle in that area there. But do what it takes to rid yourself of them. And there's many ways to do it. I don't care if you got to go out in the field and scream and tell God you just can't stand it no more. That's one of my favorites. Right? Or if you got to write a letter to so-and-so and take it out and burn it and pray over it. Or go to the dollar store and get you a helium balloon, cost you $1, take it to it and send it to him and let it go. And do it with another man or woman in fellowship, let it go. The key word is let it go. Let it go. See, the problem is people don't let it go, and they're quick to give lip service to it. I don't think y'all got that. Turn to page 63. There's something I say every day. I'm going to still break this down for you, though. Over here on page 63, it makes a very profound statement that I really speak to my Heavenly Father with every day. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, the chains I've wrapped myself in this life. How many of you seen It's a Christmas Carol with Ebenezer Scrooge? Ebenezer. I love the one with Reinald Owens. I love it. And he comes, and Molly comes in the door. First he appears in the doorknob. Ebenezer. And he comes in the house dragging the chains. And he explains to him, these are the chains I've wrapped myself in life. Dishonesty, theft, selfishness, pride, envy, jealousy. These are the chains. Man, I saw that and I could identify. Alcoholics Anonymous, 12 Steps. My fellow man in the program helped unwind the chains. But in order to keep them unwind, I have to utilize the number one being, spirit, that helped you unwind them, and that is God. So I say, God, relieve me of bondage of self. Take away my difficulties, that others can bear witness of thy love, thy way of life. May I do thy will always. Now, if I don't do that and break it down like that and keep it in my heart, if you don't do that and break it down and keep it in your heart, it tells you on page 85, we'll rest on our laurels. And if we do, we're headed for trouble. Because alcohol is not a simple fault. We're not cured. Say that again. We're not cured of alcoholism. In other words, it's alcoholism, not alcoholism. But what we really have is say this, daily reprieve. Say that with me. Daily reprieve. There we go with that one day at a time again. That's all we got. That's it. May I do thy will. And then your struggle is with yourself, gentlemen. You want to know who the worst enemy is? Look in the mirror. What's up in between here is out to get what you're sitting on. Yes. Yes, you're your own worst critic. You do this to yourself. You condemn yourself. God's already told you he loves you. God's already put good people in your life. Pride comes before the destruction. Right? Let go of the pride. Get humble. That's the Webster's Dictionary definition, of humility. The hug, the handshake that you gave one another was a good example of humility. Mr. Lewis said, C.S. Lewis said, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. I think of myself less. I have to put you first. And if I'm putting you first in my life, I'm really putting myself first. You say, I don't understand. Glad you asked. Even in the Bible, it said the first should be last. And the last should be first. Did I say that right, Mark? Yes, you did. You see, you have to reach out to your fellow man, especially a wounded man like you. You should see it coming. You should see it coming when they walk in the rooms. The problem is pride stops us from talking about what's going on in our daily life, and the next thing you know, here we are again talking about I had a slip. I had a slip. You had a slip because you didn't get honest and do what you needed to do and tell somebody about it and work through the issue and let go of it. And if I was to get technical, slips go up under skirts.
That's right.
Unless you were walking down the street and slipped on a banana peel and slid into the gin mill and hit your head and the bottle falls off in your mouth, then you have a slip, right, Joey? Other than that, you chose to pick up. So like Denzel said, you better man up. That's what this fellowship's about. That's what putting first things first is. And it's just a daily reprieve, contingent on maintaining your spiritual connection with God. The divine cannot be excluded. And I don't care how you get there. You say, well, Pastor Russell, I understand, but I'm behind. Okay, that's cool. That's your avenue. Like I live on Pratt Road, that's your avenue to get to heaven. Some people go, you know, I've studied Judaism. That's cool. If that's working for you, that's you. I'm taking the road to heaven through Jesus Christ. That's me. And it's wonderful. See, that's the thing about divinity. That helps me not judge you for what you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want. You're entitled to that. Amen? Amen? You are entitled to that. But the beauty of this thing is, and it tells you in the big book, I had to go there, Jeff, because what's the theme? There is a solution. Well, it's mighty funny that on page 51, that's for those who don't believe we're agnostics, it says, when many hundreds of people are able to say that the consciousness of the presence of God is today more the most important fact in their life, they present a powerful reason why they should have faith. Then it goes on to tell you in the book, faith without works is dead. That came from the book of James also. That's where Bill got it from. You can have all the faith in the world, faith to move mountains, but bring a shovel. See, because God can't do for you what God can do through you. God talks to you in your spiritual realm when you get out of the way up here and allow him in. Some days he may talk to you in your consciousness, your unconsciousness. He may talk to you through another human being you've seen in the park, fellowshipping with. Somebody just came up and shake your hand. That may be God sent. Are you hearing me? You never know how the message is going to come. You say, but Brother Russell, I've been working with a lot of people and they just don't get it. And I kept trying to give it to them and I kept going back and over with them and over and over. Listen, all you can do is carry the message. You can't carry the mess. Everybody ain't going to get it. Some people have to die so you and I can live. That's sad. That's profound. But it's true. This is about you being a better man today than you were yesterday. And days turn into weeks. And weeks turn into months. And months turn into years. And before you know it, you're not the same human being. You don't have that same acquired taste you used to have for certain things. You've outgrown them. You've expanded your territory. You've enlarged your territory because God has allowed that for you as a recovering man. Are y'all with me? Mm-hmm. That's the prayer of Jabez, if you didn't get it. Enlarge my territory. It all starts with you seeking first the righteous things of life, what God has for you. Well, you know, I'm not religious and I don't want to go to church. When you get there, keep coming back, like they say. But you start with this. God gave it to you in this. God gave it to you in this. He knew you couldn't understand the other 66 books, so he gave it to you in this. And he keeps rewriting it and having new people write stories, and this is the 4th edition. Our number one thing to do, our responsibility, is to pass it on. Keep giving it away to someone else. Let someone else know who suffers, hey man, it's going to be all right. That you don't have to live like that no more. That things will get better. I don't know about them steps. STEPS, solution to every problem, sober. I don't know how to get sober. SOBER, surrender old behaviors. Enjoy recovery. In other words, lighten up, man. Life's too short. I ain't got time for none of that crap. I got to press on because God has told me that there's a prize ahead. And the things of the past are nothing but dung. Now, if you don't know what dung is, look it up in the dictionary. But I know I ate so much yesterday. Pat and I stopped and had some eggs. Then I got here and I went and had that beans and rice and that old nasty taco last night. My wife was teasing me on the phone because I told her I had the cauliflower. Yeah. And I was sitting on the commode talking about come on ice cream, and then we went down there. Listen, you got to watch what you put into your mind, your body, and your soul. You got to feed your spiritual realm just like you do your earthly body. Right? You got to keep yourself in check up from the neck up. If you don't feed yourself, then you just stay stuck right where you are. You just be a sober drunk. And that's cool if that's what you want, but I'm going to tell you something. 9/11 taught me. Tsunami taught me. Katrina taught me. The fires repeated last year in California taught me.